Hello Cowboys Nation. Here's another round of Dallas Cowboys news. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like it so you don't have a team. I keep receipts. Tua vs. Dak, who will calm the critics? Fish Podcast. I keep receipts. Miami Dolphins by Tua Tagovailoa vs. Dallas Cowboys by Dak Prescott, who will calm the critics? Fish Podcast. Frisco, a strange thing about both the Dallas Cowboys and Miami Dolphins, each team boasting a lofty 10-4 record, and maybe that says something about us, or maybe it says something about them. They're getting tired of the criticism. In the Cowboys' case, the backlash is led by Micah Parsons, who is firing back at fake analysts, although one aspect of Dallas' failure, stopping the run, is undeniably worrying after the NFC East leaders managed to cut into Buffalo last week. "It's sick," said Micah, speaking about the critics. Although Dallas' run defense was pretty nauseating. In the case of the Dolphins, there's a similar theme that won't go away, and it revolves around what life would be like without All-Pro receiver Tyreek Hill. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, MVP candidate for many, listened to the pundits wondering how he would fare without Hill, who missed the Jets game last week and is now battling a sprained left ankle as Miami prepares to host Dallas on Christmas Eve. "I understand," Tua said this week, "who I am in this league as a quarterback makes me, if you will, polarizing. Whether I'm the best or the worst. I couldn't care less. I don't listen to that." Well, he doesn't listen. But in the next breath Tua recognized, in the end, I really don't care. But I keep the receipts. The Cowboys know that feeling. So, both teams have something to prove here. And we've discussed a lot of it here on the Fish Podcast and Fish Report. Please join us, Cowboys Nation. What the Miami Dolphins are saying about the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys will visit the Miami Dolphins for a Christmas Eve showdown on Sunday at 3:25 p.m. Central Standard Time. Before the game, Miami coach Mike McDaniel and starting quarterback Tua Tagovailoa were asked about the Cowboys. Here's what they had to say. Mike McDaniel. What he saw watching film of the Cowboys against the Bills. Any football coach in the National Football League knows very well, from the reputation shown on film, what kind of coach Dan Quinn is as a defensive coordinator. He inspires guys to really give it their all. I've witnessed that firsthand for a few years. It's a team that works hard and found a team that was also working hard. It wasn't like they were just giving up big open spaces, it was deliberate and intentional, by the Bills. Every team has its own things and you could tell Buffalo had a mentality. It was more execution from Buffalo than I saw this or that with Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys pride themselves on a lot of football things and they're hearing about it to the fullest. So we know exactly what to expect this Sunday, and that's something similar that we can relate to in terms of what we went through 6 days ago. I think that creates two teams that feel internally that they really have something to prove to themselves, and that makes for good football. On Micah Parsons. He's one of the best football players in the National Football League at any position. I don't think it's really debatable, this guy is different. The orchestration he has with his teammates, what Coach Quinn does with the multiplicity of his lineups. And you can tell he's not only unique in skill set, but you don't play all the way down the line and in the pile and do all the things he does without having a true love for the game. I'd probably say he's more fun to watch when you're not playing him. I like the challenge of the elite players, just like our players. It's really cool to watch because you combine talent with effort, that's rarefied air in general, and the level of talent and the level of effort he displays. He's a real guy, that's for sure. Tua Tagovailoa. Growing up as a Cowboys fan. The Cowboys were my favorite team growing up. They played a lot in prime time, and in Hawaii, prime time is around 3 p.m. We thought, boy, it's night there. The sun is still up here. I come from a family that are big Cowboys fans. But not anymore. They're all Dolphins fans. And those who still support the Cowboys probably aren't my family. What it means to play against your favorite team as a child. It'll be nice. It'll be nice for a while just to be able to see the star. Being able to see those guys in their jerseys and everything. Some of the guys who are playing, I used to watch them when I was in high school playing American football. And now I get to play against some of the guys on their team. It's going to be cool, but at the end of the day I got a job and we want to go out there and beat them. What he took away from the Cowboys-Bills game. I don't necessarily look at a particular game when we watch the games. But you want to look at the games where they struggled, what their struggles were, things that we can take advantage of in the passing game, in the running game. I kind of think about our team last week, coming off the loss to Tennessee. I can feel that's where they'd probably be. It's not a very fun team meeting to be a part of, and guys will be dialed in, locked in, doing whatever it takes to get that feeling off their chest or off their shoulders. You just don't turn up on Sundays and poo if you want to. Having an NFL record in pick sixes, you don't just show up on Sundays and do that. He's done a great job. I think Dan Quinn has done a great job in their defense as well. They have really talented players up front, really talented players in the backfield. On how Mike McDaniel can game plan against Dan Quinn, with whom he worked in Atlanta. I think Mike could understand how Dan managed his defense or how he would game plan for teams or something like that. But I also think that with Dan knowing that, we could expect things that other teams have done that have also been successful. It's a kind of middle ground between what we know, but at the same time being prepared for the unknown. You have to follow your rules, what your rules tell you, that's how you'll have to read it, if that's the case. The same thing could happen to Dan. I've heard how Mike sets up the game, how they did things with Kyle Shanahan. I think it could work both ways, but be prepared for the unexpected. Analyst makes remarkable projection for the Cowboys. As is always the case, the Dallas Cowboys and their fans were very excited ahead of this season. Although the Philadelphia Eagles were considered the best team in the division, they never doubted their ability to get the job done and challenge them for the top spot, and that has been the case so far. However, as good as they've looked at times, they've also left a lot to be desired whenever they've been asked to play on the road. That's why former NFL WR Keyshawn Johnson isn't so sure about his chances of bouncing back against the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. Speaking on Undisputed, he explained why he doesn't love the Cowboys' chances of securing first place in the NFC. The Cowboys just had a disappointing effort against the Buffalo Bills, and staying away from Jerry World for another week might not be what the doctor prescribed. The Miami Dolphins are coming off a thrashing of the solid New York Jets defense, with Tua Tagovailoa showing that he doesn't need Tyreek Hill to be effective. In addition, the Dolphins have one of the most explosive running back duos in the league. Devon Achane and Raheem Mostert are an elite duo, and the Cowboys should be scared of them after seeing what James Cook was able to do to them last week. What did you think of this news? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any Dallas Cowboys news. Thank you.